Hi and welcome back to another video of JPlay. I am Marcus and today I'm walking you through a couple of rounds of the Quacks of Quedlinburg, the Duel, which, yes, obviously it's a two-player game based on the original Quacks of Quedlinburg. So you're also building a bag with different ingredients. In this case, let's say the end goal is a little bit different because again it's a dual version after all, but a lot of these things will somewhat feel familiar to you if you happen to know the original game. Obviously you're looking at the German version of the game. Schmidt Spiele was kind enough to provide me this review copy of the game. As far as I know, there are a lot of international versions either already out on the market or will basically make it to you relatively soon, as far as I could tell. But apart from, let's say, some of the ingredients of the descriptions and so on, the game is for the most part language independent. If there is anything to translate, I will try to do so basically as I go. And yeah, as I mentioned, I will not do a full playthrough here today, at least I don't think. I really want to walk you through, let's say, the core mechanics of the game, show you some of the intricacies, and yeah, let's see how far we get. In this game we are still quacks, we are alchemists, we are doctors, whatever you want to call them, and we are trying to heal those patients here at the center of the market board. Whoever manages to bring the 6 patients into their side of the guild house, I believe, will be the automatic winner. The game will also end at the end of round 7, and then you will see basically who has more patients in their guild house. If there is ever a tie, you look who is in the lead, basically who has the patient on their side. There will always only be one patient on this track here, and we are trying to move this patient to our market booth here, and whoever manages to get them to the market booth here will then be allowed to put that patient into their guild house. Oftentimes their opponent will get something good out of this, or one instance they're getting penalized, so it's some kind of a catch-up mechanism. But again, that's the whole idea of this game, trying to heal those patients here. Like in the original game, we have a lot of ingredients, and those ingredients can also be changed. So there are different versions from this peacock's eye here, for example, or different versions of amber. As far as I understood, you shouldn't mix willy-nilly. So they all come with, let's say, a Roman letter up here, or Roman number up here, and they go from 1 to 4. So if you have the stinkon here on level 1, you should also use basically the other ingredients on the same level, like level 1 here as well. I think nothing is there to whatever prevent you from doing that. But again, from what I understood, this is how they are balanced against each other. So if you are flipping one of those to level 2, for example, or go for level 3 or level 4, then all the others should do that as well. There are 3 generic ingredients up here. So we have the alchemist sled, we have the pumpkin, and we have the snap pea, I believe. They will always be in the game. And last but not least, we have those, let's call them end of round cards. There's really a whole pile of those, and from what I understood here, you can really mix and match. I'm playing with the recommended setup, basically playing with numbers 1 to 7. 7 will always be the last card. So that's basically stuff that will happen at the end of the last round. But in respect to cards 1 to 6, you are basically free to mix and match however you see fit. I will explain this mechanic when we get there relatively soon. And yeah, that was not quite it, because we still have those coins. In total, there are 3 coins in the game. You always choose 2 of those for the basically any given game. Yeah, they are, let's call it some kind of a randomized bonus which you can get at the start of each round. So they're dual-sided, obviously, and you can get some good stuff out of this. So overall, like the original Quacks of Quedlinburg, a good amount of replayability. As usual, I will explain the game as I go. Let's decide that blue will be the starting player, which means that yellow will start with 1 gold piece. Later on, the starting player will always be the player who is behind. Another good catch-up mechanism. I will explain things as I go. The first thing that you do is the coin toss. You're taking both of these quote-unquote coins. You flip them, and the starting player then gets to decide which of those tokens you choose first. This one basically makes your flask a little bit more durable. So you basically can cover up one of these explosion spaces. This one allows you to return all of the snap piece into the bag, but you have to do that basically doing your first, let's call it, activation. And quite honestly, I think that's the better deal. So blue is choosing this one as the bonus for the round, which means yellow has to take this. You're not losing stuff, you're still getting something, but it may not be, let's say, the most ideal one. But this is still good enough. And this will cover up this space here on the board. Normally, your flask would already explode when you place a snap pea onto this space. And now we have basically gained one more space here. Overall, not too bad. And then it's time to brew our potions. This is where the bag comes into the picture. We have basically pre-populated our bags respectively according to the overview here on the main game board. Okay then, let's get started. Let's draw our very first token. And this is something that you really do player after player. So either, and I will explain that. So you basically keep drawing things. Okay, that's a great start. This is one of these snap peas. You really don't want them in your bag, but yeah, we can't help it because it has a 2 similar again to the cauldron. In Quacks of Quedlinburg, you would basically place it according to the number 1 and 2. And you guessed it right, if this one is making it to the explosion symbol here, then bam, your flask is going to explode. Now I can decide to basically stop here. The thing is, if you voluntarily stop, then that's basically it for the round. So you don't want to do that too soon. But of course, right now we can still go. We have 4 level 1 of these snap peas, 2 2s and 1 3 in there. So right now we are still pretty much okay. So let's see, let's continue to draw. Okay, 1 2 3. I think we can still go because the worst we can draw now is a 2, and the 2 would even give us a bonus. So I think absolutely let's continue to draw. But yeah, we didn't draw any gold whatsoever. That's definitely a bummer. And ooh, okay. Okay, one thing that immediately happens is now we are getting this bonus here. This means we can either upgrade one of our alchemist lead. Right now we don't have any alchemist lead here already out in our flask, and we can never grab in our bag. So this is something we can't do. So we have to go with this other bonus, which allows us to move our market booth closer to the center of the market, which is a good thing because the patients will be able to reach us sooner. So we are basically moving it once toward the center of the board again. The patients can now reach us a little bit faster. And now again, I have to make a decision if I want to end it or not, or if I want to continue. And quite honestly, at the very first round, I think I am still feeling kind of okay. So we are drawing another one, and bam, this is one of these alchemist sled, and alchemist always gives you gold. And these things that you put into the top of your flask here, they are usually triggered immediately. And again, this alchemist sled gives us, if you're placing a level 1 there, 1 gold, 2, 3, 4 and 5 respectively. So in this case, we have gained our very first piece of gold. Not too shabby. So again, we have to make a choice, and yeah, this was really an awful start with these snapping pea or banging pea or whatever. So what am I going to do? We still have 4 level 1 snap peas, and again, this would explode. The thing is now, we can of course use our little token here, our bonus token, which allows us to do that during our first round, or basically at the end of our first round to remove, I think, all 3? Yes, all white chips into the bag. And that's what we are doing. So we are bringing this back, putting this back onto the thing. So we are removing those. I should have done that before that. I really forgot, but that's totally on me. And now we can basically continue to draw. So let's continue to draw now. 1 2 3, it's not improved. Of course, we have made things a little bit worse. Okay, that's one of these peacock's eyes, and I believe these are the only chips right now that don't come with an immediate effect. They come with a so-called after effect. That's this symbol here. This will kick in at the end of the round, basically when we have both either pass or the flask has exploded, or we have finished our potion respectively. Then we check if I have different kinds of different numbers of this peacock's eye on in my flask. In this case, I would then be allowed to do stuff, moving a patient, moving my market booth here respectively, but definitely not a bad thing. So let's carry on. And 1 and 2. I believe we are still golden. The worst thing that could happen is another 2, which would give us another bonus. So we would definitely carry on. And bam. Okay, that's a good thing. This is another alchemist sled. It's 2 for 2. So basically the number we see gives us the gold we see. But it's now basically the end of the turn, not the round. Again, blue could still come back, but we have to stop here now. But this means we are allowed to move our very first patient. So we are counting up everything that's in here. 1, 2, and 4, and the last snap P. So that's 6 movement points for our first patient. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Not quite enough to make it to our market booth. 3 more steps would be nice, but of course now it's the yellow player, and again we are not pulling out another patient. It's all about this one here. So whatever the yellow player is now taking out of the bag will move this patient basically back to the yellow side. These things will move down here, but I believe that's basically it, and then we will carry on with the yellow player. Same rules apply. We have 1 more space on our flask here, on our explosion tracker. Okay, that's a pumpkin. The pumpkin doesn't do anything on its own, but it's a value 1. But yeah, it's good. I mean, it definitely does help for sure. Let's see. Oh, also a 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, we could stop now, but again, if you voluntarily stop with your potion, then you are out for the round. This would be 4 movement points, so with a patient, but I think we can still do better, right? I mean, we are still far off for sure. That's one of these peacock's eye. Also no immediate bonus whatsoever. So yeah, but I think we are still going, of course. Okay, that's one of those. So this has decreased our overall, let's say, mobility of our patients because we moved down from a 3 to a 1. That's kind of a bummer, but let's continue for sure. And yeah, we are also getting 1 gold. And now we also have to stop. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 movement points for the patient. Again, it will be the same one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So blue is still somewhat in the lead. These ingredients will slide down. But again, the yellow player is not yet out of the round, only if your flask explode or if you voluntarily stop with your potion. And keep in mind, we have 1 extra space here. Over to the blue player. So let's see, and things are a little bit slow at the start, obviously, so these patients will go back and forth, but the sooner you have more powerful ingredients in your bag, the better things will go, of course. Okay, 1 more gold. Okay, that's nice, so we can hopefully afford some stuff. We could again stop now, but I think we can still go. Wow, 2 more. Okay, now we are awfully rich. Obviously, no, we definitely need more than that. Yeah, I will definitely carry on. Again, the worst that could happen is we are making it onto this space, and this is a good thing, right? That's the overall idea. Okay, that's a pumpkin. Awesome. Okay, wow. We are really making some good progress here. Again, it's 1, 3, 4, 6 more spaces. I think this is not good enough. I believe we needed 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 space short. Are you kidding me? This now really depends. I really would love to get this one because this black arrow here, or the golden arrow in the black things, means we can upgrade 1 of our alchemist sled to the next stage. Of course, the more you have, the farther you will move your patients, the more gold you will gain. You get the idea. Anyway, it's the yellow player. Let's continue here. Oh, 1 and 2. No, we are still okay because yeah, we have 1 more space here. We could still stop to move the patient 2 spaces away. And this is definitely not something we should completely ignore. And ooh, okay, the 1 is good actually, because it does allow us to move our booth 1 space, or we are allowed to upgrade this alchemist sled. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So we are exchanging the 1 with a 2. Again, it has to be one of those that is in our flask already. The question now really is, do I want to continue or not? Because we still have the 2 in here. which means 2 would bring it here. But I'm feeling lucky. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Maybe we get some more gold. And that's the one. Okay, I think... it's the question. Do I stop or don't I stop? That's the thing. I think yellow will decide to stop because we have brought out at least one new token or one ingredient as part of our action. We still get to move out. So if let's say you are freshly taking over the turn and you didn't pull out any of your chips, you can't simply say, I want to finish the potion. You have to draw at least one more tokens out of the bag. So this means we are only moving the patient one space away, but this one space, does it help us? Yeah, let's see about that. Let's see about that. Blue is still the active, or still in the game. Again, yellow has decided to stop, so their turn is, or their round is completely over. And blue is actually hoping for the P with a value 2. This would be amazing. Wow, extremely lucky. So again, first of all, we are triggering this one here. I believe we are also going to upgrade. Do we want a 2 in a 1? No, let's also do another 1 into a 2 if there is still one left. And yes, we are also completely stopping here because we can do that. We have drawn one of those tokens. It's the 2, so 0 plus 2, always the last snappy, but this moves the patient 2 spaces onto our market board. Okay, that was really quick. Doesn't happen too often that this happens during the very first round of the game. So several things will happen now. So this patient will move up here. And this gives our opponent the possibility to upgrade one of their alchemist lead. Amazing. Again, it can always ever be one of those that are already here in the flask, but this time he was they were definitely lucky. As another catch-up mechanic, this means we are moving our market booth 2 spaces back. So whenever a patient will reach you, we are moving it back, basically away from the center of the board. But as you have seen, there are a lot of ways actually to, let's say, move these fellas back up. Next, we would do the aftermath. So we are checking the Peacock's Eye, and this is where the rules are a little bit unclear when this aftermath or this after effect kicks in. Does it basically happen at the end of the movement phase of the brewing your potion phase? Is it something that will happen immediately after you have ended your turn? I think it's really a phase on its own. That's my understanding. And then there is also a timing question on that. In this case, it doesn't really matter because, again, we are checking again the Peacock's Eye. We have only 1, which means it's 1. We are moving the patient 1 space further, but because the yellow player has the same, so it means it's moving here and back, or it's moving here and back. In this case, it doesn't matter. It could have mattered if the patient is reaching the booth beforehand. Then there is an important ruling. I believe I have seen a thread on the Geek, even answered by Wolfgang Warsch himself, explaining how this goes. I think it's then decided in respect who is in the lead or who is behind. But I will check it out if that will ever happen in this walkthrough here. But these were the aftermath or the after effects. Now we are moving to the market board here. And whoever is behind, in this case, it's the yellow player because blue already has a patient in their guild house. We are now building a, let's say, offering here. One player decides the left side, one player goes for the right side. Here on these starting cards, you see something which is somewhat of a, let's say, a balanced offering. So what do you need to put in here to more or less balance out a very good stinkhorn here on the left side? So it's basically 2 and 2. So these are 2 upgrades. These are 2 gold pieces. Of course, again, the yellow player can freely decide. And the more you know the game, the better you can, I don't know, assess the situation. So in this case, let's really do it simple. Let's go for the recommended here. And now again, the blue player has to decide if he wants the level 4 or if he wants those 2 more gold and 2 upgrades. But again, these are black upgrades. upgrades only quote-unquote for the alchemist sleds, which are never a bad thing, obviously. Right now we have 6 gold. We would gain 2 more from this offering. The blue really wants to see if they're getting something very fancy for the 6. And quite honestly, yes, maybe a level 2 peacock's eye here. And we can carry over 1 piece of gold, or maybe let me pan over here. So we can carry over 1 gold to the next round. So this wouldn't be terrible actually if we're getting the gold plus the 2 upgrades. I think that might be the better deal actually for the blue player in this case. No, wait a second. What am I talking about? We have 6. We have 8 in total. If we take the 2 gold, then we could go for 1 amber. And amber really allows us to move the patient depending on what colors you already have in your flask when you are drawing out that amber. Yeah, the dragon's blood is nice. It allows you to upgrade, but yeah, we can't. Yeah, we could. Oh, this is also good. This is a free upgrade of another chip. And the spider silk for 6. No, I think actually I want the dragon's blood here, because getting upgrades for, I think these are really any kind of ingredients, that's the better deal. So no, blue says I want the gold, so I take the right side of the scales here. So I get 2 upgrades and 2 pieces of gold. So here is the gold, and we are getting 2 upgrades. And again, the upgrades only count for the alchemist lead. So I think I will definitely go for the 2. Maybe let's simply upgrade the 1 into a 3. I think this was definitely worth it. This also means that the yellow player will get a level 4 stinkhorn, and right now we are putting this into our flask. Nicely done. Then we have resolved this one. This is the one for the next round, which means we can upgrade 2 of our ingredients. They have to be different colors, I believe. Up next is we are actually buying our ingredients. Whoever finished their potion first will be first in this case. This was the yellow player, if I recall that correctly. The problem is we only have 2 pieces of gold. And I think with 2 pieces, again, we can only carry over 1 to the next round. We will go for one of these pumpkins then, I guess. Yeah, we need more things in our bag. The more tokens you have in there, the less likely it'll be that you will get these snappies. So that's the 2 gold done for this round. You can buy multiple things, but only 1 per color. So I couldn't go for another pumpkin. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Over to the blue player, who really has an awful lot. I think we had 8, right? Indeed. And we were going for one of these dragon bloods. This costs us 7. Again, we can carry over 1 piece of gold to the next round, which is a good thing. And that's basically the end of the purchase phase. Last thing to do, we are bringing all those tokens back into our bags respectively. The coins will go back, but we already know that yellow will be the starting player for the next round, because they are definitely behind. And from there, I think I will do at least 1 more round from here. Okay then, let's toss those coins. And ooh, 3. Oh, the market booth is going to move ahead. But 3 gold is really huge actually. We don't really had an awful lot of gold this round. This is tempting. Both are equally good. I mean, this helps us to win the game actually. This maybe, but I think no, let's go for this. This will kick in immediately, so we are moving the market booth 1 space further, which means we're handing over this to the blue player. Blue player simply gets 3 more gold for this, but that's already the end of this piece. And then yeah, yellow will start to draw some tokens. So no real bonuses this round in respect to the explosion, but we have of course 1, 2, 3. Are you kidding me? That's a great start. Okay, that's one of these lame pumpkins. Let's continue. Okay, that's 1 gold. I certainly take that. Again, these are triggered immediately. Okay, that isn't terrible at all. I like this a lot, actually. So we have some gold. Again, it's the turn done for the yellow player. It's 1, 2, 5, 8 spaces in total. That isn't terrible, but also not quite enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One step short. This is kind of disappointing, but yeah, it is what it is. Over to the blue player. I think he also greased his back or optimized his. Oh, that is really bad. That is really bad. So I think we can now upgrade another chip in our flask. The problem is there isn't another chip in the flask. Okay, this was completely wasted. Oh, this hurts. But no, I think I was too fast. Whenever you are not allowed to take an upgrade, you are getting 3 gold instead. And I'm relatively certain this also counts for the dragon's blood. Yeah, I'm relatively certain about that. Whew, dodged that bullet here. Let's continue to draw. That's one of those. That is fine. We will continue. Another one of those. Okay, not great, but it is what it is. Ooh, okay. Oof. We are storming ahead. Are you kidding me? Ooh. Now things are dangerous. I mean, there's only 1 3 here. The next would be a 1. I think we have to continue, right? Otherwise, yeah, let's do one more. Let's do, oh no, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, this was terrible, actually. So our flask exploded. We are not allowed to move the patient, and we are losing half of our gold rounded down. So in this case, we would be moving 3. Alternatively, we could, instead of losing gold, we could move our the patient away from us, which would ultimately lead to the fact that I think yellow would be, no, I think in this case, blue decides to discard 3 gold pieces. This is moving down again. The turn is over. We can still buy stuff. We could still go for the aftermath and whatnot, or the after effects. But apart from that, their turn is done. Okay, this was brutal. But I mean, what were the chances, right? So let's carry on with the yellow. Oh, okay. That is the 4 of the, what is it? Stinkhorn, I believe. Exactly. It's a level 4-1, which allows us to move the patient according to the highest chip in our flask, highest black chip in our flask. Okay, that's a 3. Okay, that is amazing. 1, 2, 3. We are not losing movement points, so this patient made it in there. The blue player would be allowed to upgrade their black alchemist lad. They don't have any in their flask, which means again they are getting 3 more gold. So that wasn't too terrible. They can still upgrade some ingredients. Nice. We are moving this one 1, 2 spaces ahead. Right, yeah, this happens immediately. And then we can still continue to go. I mean, yeah, we are absolutely in a perfect shape, actually. Let's definitely do continue. Oh, 2 more gold for the yellow player. So now we are talking. Yeah, absolutely. Let's carry on. That's a 1. That's a little bit disappointing. The 3 would have been nicer. That's another 1. Awesome. Awesome. So we are getting 1 gold. Now we have to stop. 4, 6, 7, 8 more spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 space short. But it's still our turn. We haven't voluntarily ended our potion. Okay, that was lovely. I think we only need 1 more in here. So 1 pumpkin, that's already enough actually. So, but we can definitely continue to draw. 1 peacock's eye. Okay, yellow is really, really going crazy. 1 and 2. And now things are getting dangerous because another 2 could make it explode. And I think I don't want to risk it because we are really in an okay shape. So 1, 2 plus the last snappy, that's 4 spaces, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. So we are moving the next patient into the guild house. That's some 3 more gold for the blue player. But yeah, definitely a great turn for yellow. Let's not forget 1 and 2. Because we have stopped, we go for the after effect here. We have 1 peacock's eye. In this case, we are moving the patient 1 step further even. and then we are going back to the market board. And I believe I did a mistake during the last round. It's not who is behind has to set up the board. It's the player who finished the potion last. In this case, it was definitely the yellow player. Last round, it should have been the blue player, actually. I don't think it really did matter too much. I would have set it up quite similarly. The thing now is, whatever yellow is doing now, they don't want to make it too attractive, because they do know actually that blue player only has one chip in their flask, and yeah, he would totally go for that. So we can really make it relatively mean and say, let's do something like maybe this or so, or maybe let's do something like this. Let's make it a little bit more unattractive, or we'll make it high actually. No, I think we have to make it a little bit higher. Let's do something like this. I don't know. Doesn't matter too much. And now blue has to decide. Again, the left side doesn't really help him, but he also doesn't want to hand it over to the yellow player, making it too attractive for them. So I think in this case, yeah, we are oh, that would be an awful lot of stuff actually. That's a lot of gold that the yellow player is giving. No, I think we have to do something like this. That is too much otherwise, right? Yeah, something like this. I think this is the offering. So again, blue has to decide, but still I'm moving the 2, upgrading the 1 doesn't really help them too much. No, I think blue will still go for the right side here. Oops. So 2 gold. We already know that, and a black upgrade we can't do, which is another 3 gold. So in total they're getting 5 gold. So overall it's not an extremely bad round for them, but it could have been better. And yeah, the yellow player gets 2 upgrades. Let's see what the next round is. Oh, we can remove one of these level 1 piece. That's not bad. As for the 2 upgrades, we are upgrading this for that, and it has to be 2 different colored ones, right? At least that's what I think. So let's also go maybe for another piece of, yeah, we want more gold for sure. We can't further upgrade this one. This goes back to the back basically, so someone else can later on use it. But overall, I think this was pretty solid. And again, I think the same thing applies here, something I may have missed too during the last round. Here it's whoever finished their potion first gets to buy first. I think again, last round this was okay. In this round, it has to be the blue player. I think exploding also means finishing the potion, basically ending the round, that is. So we really have an awful lot of coins. So that's 10, 15 gold pieces. And again, we can only carry over 1 to the next round. We could go for a level 4 dragon blood for 13. That is quite huge actually, but I'm not sure. Then I would be missing. We could still go for 1 pumpkin. That's also not terrible, but I believe the best bet is the spider silk here. It costs us 14, so again we are carrying over 1 piece of gold to the next round, but it gives us a level 4 spider's web, and the stage 1 here allows us to draw, or our opponent draws, that many chips from their bag, and we get to choose one of those. The chips will be drawn out of the bag, so that really does hurt our opponent actually. Oh, and this was the wrong token actually. We want a level 4 spider silk. I think this really will help the blue player quite dramatically. Let's put it into their flask. Yellow has 7 gold pieces, also not terrible, which would allow us to buy a level 2 witch's weed, and witch's weed allows you to remove white, basically snap piece, from your flask back into the bag. On the other hand, another one of these stink horns, it's only a level 2 one, but it still would help us to move the patient. No, I think I will go for the witch's weed here. It's a level 2, so it's also increasing our movement. That's never a bad thing, and we have fully leveraged our gold. Okay, let's do one more round. Blue is the starting player, clearly behind, so we are tossing the coins. Okay, that's another, basically the same same deal here. 3 gold or 1. I think again we want to win ultimately, so we are moving this. So blue is taking this, which means we are handing over 3 gold to the yellow player. And then yeah, we are drawing for the blue player. So let's hope for not the dragon blood. Again, we want upgrades if we can. Okay, that's a pumpkin. Pumpkin doesn't do anything, but yeah, it will allow us to move patience. Okay. That is this. I believe we can now actually upgrade the pumpkin. I think it also counts if the pumpkin is up there, and we will totally do that. Awesome. Okay, that really did help for sure. So we are moving the patient maybe 4 spaces instead of only 2. It depends, of course, what we're drawing. Oh, wow. 3 more gold. Okay, overall, that wasn't really terrible at all. So 3 more gold. We don't have any snap piece down here. That's 7 spaces that the patient is moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this definitely did help. Let's do the yellow player. Okay, let's see. Okay, ooh, 3 more gold. I take it. So I think we have to start sooner with those actually. Otherwise it will get messy. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I think yellow really did upgrade their black alchemist sled quite a bit actually. And okay, that's one of those. That is fine. We can continue. 1 more. Still not great. Can't help it. Ooh, okay, what's happening here? We need tokens, normal tokens. Okay, 2 more gold, which is cool, which brings us to 10. We have to stop 4, 7, 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not terrible. We have to stop here respectively. I should have done that for the blue player too. And then yeah, we are moving back to the blue player. So far, no of these white tokens. That's definitely... Ooh, 2 more gold. Nice. I can live... Ooh, okay. So we are making some good progress. Of course, we need tokens like crazy. Ooh, 2 of those. That is fine. We can live with that. 1 more. Still okay. What is it? Ooh, okay. That's a very, very mean one now. Now, yellow has to draw 4 tokens out of the bag, right? Yes, 4 tokens depend, or basically according to the level. 1, 2, ooh, 3, and 4. Oh, and we are choosing one of those actually, which is set aside. So we are not using it this round, or yellow is not using it this round, but we get to move the patient 4 spaces if we are choosing this one, and we will for sure. So those go back to the bag, so we have not lost those entirely. But again, this is somewhat over here. It has to stay. I think in theory we can. No, I think it's less set aside. It's really set aside. But for this, we are moving the patient 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And because we have also completed basically the first part of our potion, that's really not bad. It's 8, 9 more spaces. This was definitely important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 step short. So this is moving down, but we can still go. That is not bad. And again, yellow really lost a very, very important token. And that's really not great. Okay, that's a pumpkin. I take that for sure. Yeah, we will continue. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the 2 could actually end it. And then we would be losing basically 5 gold. Oh, that was not great. I think we have to end it. Yeah, let's end it. So it's 6 movement points for the patient, which is still important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely working against the blue player. So this one is done. But blue is still in an okay shape, right? I mean, yeah, I think we have to stop relatively soon as well, I suppose. Okay, the 3 could already kill us, actually. Should I stop? Let's do 1 more. Let's do. This is what I really like about this game, and that's the one. Okay, though we have a 1. Let's do 1 more. 1 more, not the 3, not the 3. Okay, it's the 1. Now we have to stop. So we are placing it here, which would either give us one step with our market booth or one more. No, I think we are still early enough. We are upgrading this to a level 3 for the next round to come, and I think now we have to stop. So it's 0 plus 1, so we are moving the patient only one space further. But blue is still behind because, again, ultimately we are looking at the amount of patients in the guild houses. But we have to, assemble the offering. And again, it's the player who finished their potion last. So that's something I did wrong during the first round of the game. I will have left a note. Relatively certain about that. I will catch that during editing too. Getting rid of one of those snappy is not terrible. But the more, let's say, ingredients you put into the bag, the less frightening things get, obviously. I mean, you get the idea, right? So it's 2 gold plus 1 upgrade here. And I think I'll leave it at that. And now yellow has to decide if they want more gold and an upgrade, or if they want to remove one of these snap piece. We have 10, or yellow has 10 pieces of gold, but for an 11 we could really get a pumpkin, a level 6 pumpkin. I think in this case yellow will decide to go for the right side of the board, so that's 2 more gold pieces and an upgrade. And I think let's upgrade. Do I want one heavy one, a 4? Let's do one 4 here. Instead, it has to be a black one, an alchemist lead. So that was stat, and blue is allowed to remove 1 from those from his bag. Not too terrible. Let's have a look what the next round will bring. Okay, this allows you to, I think you are getting a level 4 chip, not black. And my opponent basically gets the same color with a level 1. Okay, that isn't terrible. Now we are buying ingredients, and again, yellow ended first, so they are getting to buy first. We are buying one of these level 6 pumpkins. Again, having a 6 in the bag can really move the patient quite a bit. Apart from that, it doesn't do anything, but it's still a very, very valuable purchase. We are down to 1 gold. We can carry over 1 piece of gold to the next round, so I'm okay with that. Blue has 8 pieces of gold, and I believe for 7 we are going to go for one of these stink horns level 2. If you're drawing a 1 or a 2 out of the bag, your lowest scoring black ingredient in your flask will move the patient that many numbers. So if the lowest one is a 2, which right now would be the case, we would be moving basically the patient 2 spaces into our direction. For the level 4, you're always looking for the highest one. In this case, for blue, it would be a 3, just to give you an example. So I think overall that isn't really terrible, moving the patients, especially if you are also upgrading your alchemist lead accordingly. This can definitely help you winning the game. Again, blue is still behind, which means blue would be next, and there is a good chance that he might be able to make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 6 spaces. We would be moving that patient into their guild house, but I believe for today I will end my little walkthrough here. You should have seen the majority of things. As I mentioned, there is a whole set of different ingredients, basically making the game different each time you play, in conjunction with the different market offerings here. Round end cards, they are not really ultra, let's say, different. So here we get one of these stink horns, some more pumpkins, dragon's bloods and whatnot, but still overall they give you a good amount of variety in respect to how the game is being played. I really hope you enjoyed my little walkthrough of Quacks of Quedlinburg, the Duel. I really like it a lot. Quite honestly, it's, of course, you can play the original Quacks of Quedlinburg with 2 players just fine. There's really nothing holding against you. Here is a nice little twist in respect to this head-to-head, where you're moving the patient left to right. So you have this nice little, let's say, duel that's happening here. Again, overall replayability is pretty solid in respect to the different ingredients. Again, if you want to go fully crazy, you can completely mix and match those. Again, I haven't tried those. In respect to all of these different round end cards, yes, there's really a lot of variations in respect to how you play this game. Sorry for some of the goofs. This is the one piece where I do think the game isn't really, let's call it, intuitive enough. Sometimes it's the player who's behind, sometimes it's the player who has finished their potion first or has finished their potion last. I do understand, I think, why they had to do that, but again, this is the one piece that doesn't feel so intuitive. You always have to recheck that, at least I do, and there's really not an amazingly good play rate. No, I think there is not at all, actually. But apart from that, definitely straightforward enough. Before I forget, a huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members out there. You guys are truly amazing. Can't tell you how much I appreciate all your support. So if you want to support my little channel, you will find a link to my page on Patreon. You can join me here on YouTube. Click on the thanks button below the video. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. This also greatly helps the channel. Really appreciate that a lot too. And yeah, with that being said, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.